Every few days, there's another Elon Musk AI headline. A million satellites, a robot that does your laundry, a chip in your skull. And if you're being honest, it's almost impossible to tell which of these is real engineering and which is just a guy posting on the platform he owns. So today, we're separating the filings from the fantasy.
Welcome back to bitbiased.ai, where we do the research so you don't have to. Join our community of AI enthusiasts with our free weekly newsletter. Click the link in the description below to subscribe. You will get the key AI news, tools, and learning resources to stay ahead.
In this video, we're going through every major AI project Musk has running right now. Grok, the space-based data center plan, Robotaxi, the Optimus robot, Tesla's own chip fab, and Neuralink, and grading each one on the same question. How close is this actually to reality? No hype. Just what's shipped, what's only been filed, and what's still a slide in a keynote, where Musk actually sits in the AI race. Let's ground this first, because the context matters. Musk co-founded OpenAI back in 2015, walked away in 2018, and is now running his own lab, XAI. So when he talks about AI, he's not a bystander. He's a competitor who left the most famous AI company on Earth to go build a rival. But here's the part that's easy to miss. Most AI labs do one thing. OpenAI builds models. Waymo builds self-driving cars. Almost nobody tries to do all of it at once. Musk is the exception. He's simultaneously building the language model, the humanoid robot, the autonomous car, the custom chip, the satellite network, and the brain implant. And increasingly, he's pulling all of it under one financial roof, with Tesla, SpaceX, and XAI cross-investing into each other. That's the strategy. And as we'll see, it's also the single biggest risk in the whole portfolio. If you want the skeptic's read on each piece, what's earned and what's marketing, that's exactly what this channel is for. So stick with me. XAI and Grok, the part that's actually shipping. Let's start with the one project here that genuinely exists and that you can use today. Grok, XAI's large language model. The pitch is straightforward. Grok is trained with reinforcement learning at serious scale. Grok 4 was reportedly trained on a roughly 200,000 GPU cluster Musk calls Colossus, and its differentiator is real-time access. It can search the live web and pull directly from X, formerly Twitter, which Musk folded into XAI specifically to lock in that data stream. That's a real distinction from a GPT-4 or a Gemini, which lean on huge but more static text corpora. Now here's where the skepticism kicks in, and it's worth flagging. There are claims floating around of a Grok 4.5 running on a 1.5 trillion parameter model in private beta inside SpaceX and Tesla. Treat that number as a rumor until XAI confirms it. Parameter counts are exactly the kind of stat that gets inflated in the retelling. And it's one of the items I'd want you to verify before you build a whole segment around it. What's not a rumor is the trouble. Grok was pitched as a truth-seeking, minimally filtered model, and that lighter moderation has already produced real problems, including AI-generated sexual deepfakes, serious enough that the tool got blocked in some jurisdictions. So the honest verdict on Grok: it's the most real thing on this list, but less filtered is doing a lot of heavy lifting, and it cuts both ways. Quick question for the comments. Do you actually want a less censored model, or is that a feature that sounds better than it works? I read those. SpaceX Starmind, data centers in orbit. Okay, now we get to the headline grabber. AI data centers in space. The concept, reportedly codenamed Starmind, is a constellation of satellites. Musk has floated a filing for up to 1 million of them, each acting as an orbiting server, with onboard GPUs powered by enormous solar arrays. The logic isn't crazy on paper. In orbit, you get near constant sunlight and the vacuum itself for cooling, which sidesteps two of the biggest headaches for ground-based data centers: power and water. Musk's claim is that within 2 or 3 years, space becomes the cheapest place on or off Earth to run AI compute. But here's where you have to slow down. This is a concept, not a product. The prototypes, reportedly 2 AI-1 satellites, are penciled in for early 2027. With volume production after that. That's a timeline, not a track record. And the engineering problems are brutal. Hardening GPUs against radiation, getting data back down with acceptable latency, and the sheer launch cadence you'd need to put thousands of these up. all of which depends on Starship, which has had its own delays. So file this one under ambitious filing, not imminent reality. The FCC application is real. 1 million orbiting servers is not. At least, not yet. If a video about that gap interests you, hit subscribe, because this channel lives in exactly that space between announcement and shipment. Tesla Robotaxi and the Terafab chip plant. Back down to Earth, and back to something that has actually happened. Tesla launched its Robotaxi pilot in Austin, Texas, on June 22, 2025. That's the good news, and the caveat in the same sentence. It launched, but as a limited pilot, reportedly with safety operators involved, not the fully driverless, go-anywhere fleet the name implies. Tesla's bet is its vision-only approach. No LiDAR, just cameras and neural nets trained on video from millions of cars already on the road. That's a genuine data advantage. It's also why Tesla has historically struggled with rare edge cases that a LiDAR-equipped Waymo handles more conservatively. And Waymo, worth remembering, is already running genuinely driverless fleets in several cities. So Tesla isn't ahead here. It's racing to catch a competitor that quietly got there first. Underneath all of this is the chip story. Tesla has signaled a custom semiconductor fab, reportedly called Terafab, to build its own AI and robotics chips at an extremely advanced node. If it happens, it would extend the same vertical integration playbook that gave Tesla its in-house self-driving chip. The if is enormous, though. Building a leading-edge fab is one of the most capital-intensive things a company can attempt. And Tesla would be doing it against NVIDIA and TSMC, who have decades of head start. The CapEx tells the story. Tesla reportedly pushed 2026 spending toward $25 billion for AI and robotics. And the stock actually dipped when Musk talked up that spending. Investors, in other words, are doing exactly the skeptical math we're doing right now. Tesla Optimus, the robot with 10,000 parts. Which brings us to Optimus, Tesla's humanoid robot, and a perfect case study in how Musk's timelines work. The Vision is a general-purpose bipedal robot that handles repetitive or dangerous work, built on Tesla's existing AI stack, actuators, and batteries. The current target is a Gen 3 version around mid-2026, with volume production projected for late in the year. Here's the reality check, and it's a good one to remember the next time a robot demo goes viral. Each Optimus has somewhere around 10,000 unique parts. Mass-producing a machine that complex, reliably, is a manufacturing problem of a completely different order than building a car. And we have a direct measuring stick for Musk's optimism here. He once talked up 10,000 Optimus robots in 2025, then walked it back to essentially none by that target. That's not a gotcha, it's the pattern. Meanwhile, competitors aren't standing still. Boston Dynamics, working with Hyundai, has talked about scaling toward tens of thousands of units a year. So Optimus is real as a prototype, unproven as a product, and very much on Musk's standard time. Neuralink, the highest stakes on the list. Now the one where the margin for error is smallest, because this one goes inside your head. Neuralink is Musk's brain-computer interface, an implant with thousands of electrode threads, which he's described, in classic Musk fashion, as a Fitbit for your skull. The progress here is genuinely real and shouldn't be dismissed. FDA approval came in 2023. The first patient was implanted in early 2024, and by late 2025, the company had reportedly reached around a dozen patients, some demonstrating things like controlling a cursor, even playing chess with their mind. The 2026 goal is higher volume production and a more automated surgical procedure. But medicine is unforgiving in a way that software isn't. You can't ship a brain implant and patch it later. The open questions: how brain tissue responds to these threads over years, how reliably the AI decodes neural signals in the messy real world, and the privacy nightmare of neural data are not solved. They're just early. And notice the contrast in approach. A competitor like Synchron has moved more cautiously, with a lower channel implant. Neuralink's higher electrode count is more ambitious and higher risk at the same time. Both of those things are true. Drop a comment if you'd actually consider an implant like this. I'm genuinely curious where this audience lands, how Musk's approach actually stacks up. So let's zoom out and answer the question you're probably forming. Is Musk ahead or just louder? The honest answer is, it depends which race. On pure language models, OpenAI, Google, and Anthropic have bigger teams and, arguably, more mature safety work. Musk's edge is unique live data from X and tight ties to his own hardware. On self-driving, Waymo is genuinely ahead on driverless operation. But Tesla has a data scale advantage nobody else can match. On robots, Tesla's vertical integration is real, but its field testing is thin compared to Boston Dynamics. On brain interfaces, Neuralink is the most aggressive, which is both its strength and its liability. There's a single thread running through all of it: vertical integration. Musk wants to own the chip, the data, the hardware, and the model, all the way down. When it works, that's a moat nobody can copy. When it doesn't, you're funding 6 moonshots at once and the failures don't stay contained. That tension, moat versus overextension, is the real story here, and it's more interesting than any single product announcement. Feasibility and the risks nobody tweets about. Let's be concrete about what could actually sink these. Technically, several of these projects are at the literal edge of what's possible. Level 5 autonomy isn't solved by anyone. 2-nanometer chip fabrication strains the entire industry, and orbiting servers have to survive an environment that destroys electronics. Regulation is the next wall. Satellites need FCC and international sign-off. Implants need years of FDA trials, and Grok has already collided with content law. Then there's the human cost we should say out loud. Robotaxis and Optimus, if they work, displace drivers and warehouse workers. And that's a societal conversation, not just an engineering one. And underneath all of it is money. Orbiting data centers and humanoid robots demand staggering upfront capital. Starship launches have slipped, and supply chains for advanced chips are a geopolitical pressure point. Musk is signaling he'll spend through it, but spending isn't the same as succeeding. And that's the distinction this whole channel is built on. The pattern. What Musk's track record actually tells us. Here's the thing you have to hold in both hands at once. Musk has a real history of delivering things experts called impossible. Reusable rockets, mass-market electric cars. Dismissing him entirely is its own kind of mistake. But his timelines almost always slip, sometimes by years. The Optimus walkback is the template. Bold number, quiet retreat, eventual partial delivery. So the most accurate forecast for any project on this list isn't "it'll fail." And it isn't "it'll ship on time." It's expect real breakthroughs, expect them late, and expect the first version to do less than the keynote promised. That's not cynicism. That's just the data. So where does that leave us? Grok is real and messy. Robotaxi launched but trails Waymo. Optimus and Neuralink are genuine but early. And the satellite plan is, for now, a very expensive filing. The scope is staggering, and so is the gap between announcement and reality. That gap is the whole game, and tracking it honestly is what we do here. So tell me in the comments, which of these do you think actually breaks through first? And which one is pure vaporware? And if you want the evidence-first version of every big AI story instead of the hype version, subscribe, because that's exactly what's coming next.